Now, you're talking about working on how many murders?
Probably also, I would say at least 1,000.
So, of those 1,000, figure some of them were multiple murders, right? So how many dead bodies are you talking about, Sam?
Majority of the homicides I worked on towards the end were cold cases. So, but as far as new homicides, I would say in excess of 500.
Okay, so what is
So he thinks I'm a
that
pussy.
fucking...
No, I don't think
what
that-
is I guess what I'm saying...
It doesn't make you a man, it doesn't make you...
No, but what does
doesn't-
it do to you? Like what price is there to be paid for facing that part
You know what?
of the human psyche?
We don't know, but the majority of cops that I
But
know
light is great.
is they drink in excess, they fucking sit home, they cry, they go home, they start fights with their old ladies for no reasons, they fucking cheat. Then, you know, the guys, there are several guys, I probably know about 10 guys that fucking killed themselves. You know, there's a huge price that's paid, man.
What do you think it's done to you?
I don't know. I can't answer that because I was a cop from an early age.
Like the stars.
I mean, I would drive home from work. I'm not bragging either because I know it sucks. With sparks, because I might have hit a curve. So now it's just nothing but the fucking rim. And I'm on Spring Parkway going south. And there's nothing but the sparks flying. And people will come up next to me and like this. I'm going, thank you. I know that. But even worse enough though, then I pull up to the light and I fall asleep. And somebody come up and go, you're sleeping and you got a flat tire. Thank you. Then I would drive to my house to top it off. And by the time I park my car, there's a silence like this. Woo, 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 woo. I get out. Hey, we've been trying to stop you for the last 3 blocks. You motherfucker. Well, I do it. I didn't see you. What can I say? And again, well, that I've seen is what a man can do to another human being, especially what a man can do to a fucking child. And that, you know what?
What's the worst shit you've seen?
I've been involved, probably the only detective in New York City that's ever worked on and solved 3 quintuple homicides. Now,
That was 5, right?
yes. So, legitimately worked on and solved 3 quintuple homicides. Guys who work homicides, whatever, but, you go to a scene, there's 5 bodies. Not 5 separate homicides, but 5 bodies. So I worked on 3 and solved 3. Been down in Florida, all over the country solving cases. But the worst crimes I've seen is what a man can do, what a man or a woman can do to a child. And is to having been in that place, maybe as a kid, and having been a victim to some of that, I could tell you, I could easily, without a fucking doubt, if I can get away with it, put somebody to sleep and not think twice about it. I did a case back when I was in the 4-7 precinct. It's called the Adam Mann case. It was actually on PBS station. They did a documentary over 3 or 4 days over it. And this kid Adam Mann was 5 years old, and he also died of chronic abuse syndrome. And when we get to the house, the father had a huge chain around the refrigerator. And the reason why this particular day that he beat this kid is because the kid, he had left the lock open, and the kid went in there and he took a fucking juice pack that he shouldn't have taken. So the father beat him mercifully, ruptured his spleen, ruptured his liver. Then he took him and hung up by his shirt. When the door opens up, the clothes has to stop.
Yeah.
So we come to the apartment, here's the fucking kid hanging from the doorstop. So,
Jesus.
yeah, then we get to the
Dead
hospital.
or alive?
No, the kid was absolutely dead.
Yeah.
But he didn't die he just died from years of abuse. And
This was the final straw.
yeah, final straw. And, then there were other kids inside the house, and we're trying to take the kids away from the mother, and they're screaming, and these fucking kids are ripping us apart. They're fighting us. They're biting. Like kids biting my ankle and shit like that, biting at my feet. And meanwhile, they've just been nothing but victims of abuse. But it's because that's the only family that they know. It's the only thing that they know. So that was.